What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, fantastic afternoon, fantastic pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Assault Piker, and this is the Hot Broadcast coming to you live from sunny California, Los Angeles, folks. We're live and alive, and I hope all the boys, all the girls, and all the MBs are having a fantastic one, because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. Today is Thirsty Thursday. Yeah, the sticker is stuck on my mic and I can't take it off, and it's really goddamn annoying because now everyone's gonna think I'm lame and I actually voted when I fucking didn't, and I lied this whole time because I'm secretly a radical socialist tanky who hates the process of voting, and I actually intercepted multiple old ladies who were like, I just want to restore women's rights, and I stopped them. I slapped the shit out of them on the way to the fucking voting station, and I stole their fucking ballots and I ripped them apart. I didn't even like steal it and then change it to Donald Trump, because like that would be voting, and if there's one thing I hate the most, is voting. Anyway, folks, boys, girls, MBs, everybody, I hope everyone's having a great one today. We are officially, I guess, at this point, 2 days out from the election. People are already checking out. They're like, it's done. It's over. It's Jover. Donald Trump is president. We don't want to know about it. We don't want to hear about it. The internet is a very toxic, a very hostile space. I gave 2 interviews this morning, one to Washington Post, one to Vanity Fair, about not only my election coverage, but also like what the media environment, what the media landscape looks like for just anybody that is not immediately on the right. Whether they vote for Donald Trump or not doesn't really matter, just like right wing overall. As I was saying, yeah, I went to bed last night, watched a little bit, watched the last episode of Hell's Paradise. It's pretty good. Woke up, worked out, did a bunch of calls with the media, with the lying fake news, did a bunch of calls, told them I'm done, I'm doing it, I'm going right wing, I'm doing it. The grift is alive, folks. That chat with Bradley was eye-opening. Most of these bros don't even know what the fuck they voted for, no research, just vibes alone. Yeah, a lot of voters voted that way, but goddamn, this time it hurt for real. Yes, that is a messaging issue. Like, Bradley Martin is an influencer, certainly, so many of you will say he's a right-wing business owner, he's a small business owner, he's a prime vector of radicalization. But like, the thing is, he's not like ideologically committed. You know what I mean? He's just a guy, a very normal guy who went and fucking voted for Donald Trump. And I think like, it's good to understand every single type of person that does shit like this. How is coping day 2 is terrible, man. It's so bad. Bro is absolutely a hog. You got blinders on because you like him. Yeah, I think there's a difference of like what I consider to be a hog and just like, yeah, I mean, Bradley is an ape. I mean, I call him that myself. You know what I mean? He is. You need to understand where the fuck these people are coming from and figure out how to communicate to them, how to target them, how to change their goddamn minds. And I think a lot of people don't understand that. And I'm going to keep having these like normie ass discussions in general. Like, we need to have those conversations. We just need to have like a better outreach strategy in general. I think the reason the combos go nowhere is because they voted for Trump, not out of policy, because they think he's out here to combat the evil Dems, QAnon-esque theories, and they're so schizo they won't admit it during combos. What? No, not, dude. Like, a guy like Bradley Martin is not a fucking QAnon person, dude. What? First of all, I think you got to talk to some QAnon people if you want. You need to see the QAnon people where they're at. They are not hiding it. You can tell. His brain just works differently. I don't understand why people think Bradley's lying. You can see it all on his face. He would have been told by people to trust. He doesn't even know what Trump says like we do. I know. I mean, I've had this conversation with you guys so many times. Like, 90% of Trump support comes from Trump supporters themselves not knowing what Trump's policies are, or not ever thinking about what the impact of those policies are. So many fucking people just don't know. I'm gearing up my union for the Mayday 2028 general strike. I mean, dude, I'm of 2 different minds of like talking about Mayday 2028, because I'm like low-key kind of scared to just even talk about it right now until it's like materialized. You know what I mean? I'm a little worried about like talking about it out loud. All I'm going to say is, General Secretary Sean Fain, Chairman Fain, I'm ready, okay? Put me in a missile and fucking throw me directly headfirst into the suburbs, sir. I'm ready to do your bidding. I'll do whatever I can. Material support, financial support. Launch me into the goddamn suburbs like a fucking missile. Everyone is talking about this. And I think so many people just don't understand that. So many people don't understand like some of the fundamental flaws here. Like, for me, the easiest route here is to just, the most self-serving route is to basically be like, yeah, I'm that guy. Give me the fucking money. I'll be that guy. But because I'm such a fucking stubborn asshole, every time people ask me this question, I'm like, it's not just podcasts. It can't be just podcast. You cannot message with just podcasts. It's not just fucking podcasts. Like, it's not. You can't just like make a liberal Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan didn't become Joe Rogan and then, you know, right wing gave him money and he became an operative or something. People do not recognize what the fuck is going on. And they're already writing think pieces where they're like, ooh, maybe we should wag the finger at the fucking media diet of these people without like trying to figure out what the real underlying issue is. Like right now we're looking at a dead body. Okay, the Democratic Party is dead. It's fucking dead. It's dying. It's been dying. Now it's dead. And I see a lot of people who are emotional right now. I see a lot of my peers, a lot of people that I love who are looking at the direction of the country and going, oh my God, this country is so fucking sexist. And it's like, yeah, it is. We 100% will write off entire subsects of the population for like 50-cent cheaper eggs. And that's an understandable thing that some people are doing. They're selfish, okay? Most people are not empathetic, but you can't just stay there. You can't just like look at that and be like, all right, no solutions, I guess. You can't do that. You have to understand that people's material harms need to be solved. People's material conditions need to get better. And if you don't do that, if you don't advocate to do that, it's just not going to fucking work. Other than Benny Johnson, you're the only 18 and 34 on that list with a college degree. I say yesterday, no relatable masculine figures other than you in that space. Brother, there are no relatable masculine figures in that space except for me in general. You think Benny Johnson is a relatable masculine figure? He is not. You think Dan Bongino is a relatable masculine figure? He's a fucking psychopath. I would say Patrick Bet-David is probably considered the most relatable masculine figure in that list outside of someone like myself. And most people on the right, if they're like super ideologically aligned with the right regardless, they're not even going to see me as a masculine relatable figure anyway. They see me as like a gay ass. If you look at this list, like Dan Bongino is an insane person, right? He blocked me many, many years ago because I said that I wanted his steroid regimen. Like he never told me what it was. And then he just like fucking blocked me instead of answering me. Steven Crowder, again, lame as fuck. Right? Mr. Wife Brutalizer, Mr. Pregnant Wife Brutalizer himself. I think a lot of people are looking for like an easy solution on this where they think like, oh, I guess it's because like people just saw Joe Rogan and became right wing or something like that. That's not how this works. Like you also have to change the message that the Democratic Party is communicating. And if their goal is to simply be like, oh, we got to drop this trans shit. We just got to be transphobic. You're a fucking idiot. There's a way to defend trans people and not like aesthetically pander to trans people. And I think a lot of that comes from universality, okay, as a principle. Human rights is unconditional. You got to be like, listen, Medicare for all is happening, whether you want it or not. That means it's for every single person. I want every single person to have health care. Okay, doesn't matter if you're a Nazi, doesn't matter what your background is, you're going to get health care. That is how you're supposed to message it. You're not supposed to hyper target your messaging to be like, I am going to offer $50,000 in tax credits to startups created by trans people who only are non-binary. No female to male, no male to female, just non-binary trans people get the $50,000 tax credit. Like, that is an incredibly fucking stupid way to message. It's unnecessarily divisive. It's bad politics. It's bad policy. The MBs do not deserve the $50,000 in tax credits. That's what I'm saying. No more MB podcasts. But like the Democratic Party doesn't understand that. And not only do they not understand that, but they also have like actively hit Bernie on this shit. They actively hit Bernie on this shit to be like, Bernie is so sexist. Bernie is so racist. Like he's not pandering in a stupid ass way to each individual marginalized group. He wants like everyone to do well. And he's communicating a broader, more universal message. And then people are shocked like why that message works. People are shocked why the Democratic Party's message, on the other hand, that is like hyper-specific, hyper-targeted, is just not good. Especially because they also come across very disingenuous. Liberals make the mistake thinking you need, for example, a pro-trans person that won't shut up about trans rights. But what you really need is a pro-trans person who won't stop talking about working class issues. Exactly. Because at the end of the day, Trans people are working class. Like, they're not magic. They're not like magically above the same material fucking harms that you know, a white dude who's in the same age group is experiencing. It's always so stupid when people just like hyper focus on marginalized identities in a way that like kind of doesn't make sense. And they do it for like aesthetic reasons, and then they drop it all the time. There's never been a moment in my career where I've been like, yeah, we got to drop this trans stuff, guys. Like, that's insane. If I were to do that, you would be completely correct in shitting on me. You know what I mean? And it's not just trans people. People go, oh, why are you talking about trans people? It's like, it's just one aspect of it, right? It's one aspect of the conversation. It's not just trans people. It's the same principle for undocumented immigrants, right? Like, I'm not dropping that shit. I care about those people. I don't want them to get mass deported. They've done nothing wrong. People don't understand that like there is a way to communicate a progressive message without like coming across as a cynical panderer who at any moment could just drop that conditional allyship that they've represented. And the Democrats are fake. They're phony. They are always only aesthetically tokenizing certain marginalized identities, and then are constantly just going, which group should we shit on today? Celinda Lake, a Democratic pollster on talking to voter focus groups. Everybody knows what Trump economics is: China, tariffs, tax cuts. Then you go to ask them, what are the Democratic economics? And someone will make a joke about welfare, and that half the people can't name anything. It's nothing like the Republican brand. The Democrats do not campaign outside of every 4 years. The Republicans campaign every fucking day. That's the problem. There ain't never a moment where a Republican won't fucking tell you about how the border crisis is happening. You know, every single goddamn day they're doing rapes. They're doing mass rapes, everybody. It's not like it's true, but it doesn't matter. They say it every fucking day until it becomes reality. Democrats, on the other hand, shut the fuck up and wait for the Republicans to run the table and then respond. They always find themselves on the back foot for no reason. They do not understand because the Democratic Party does not communicate it. Another House Dem aide gets in touch. Our party must learn that outside of our tiny insular bubble, AOC's toxic Democratic brand with swing voters, her primetime DNC speaking slot played directly into the narratives that lost us this election. Yeah, I don't think these guys are going to learn. I don't think they're going to learn. I think they're going to wait and allow the Trump Republican Party to just like fucking destroy the country so that the unpopularity of the Trump Republican Party will then let them put forward another very crowded field, okay, of Democratic primaries where they'll inevitably elevate one of the worst dumbasses. Like, it's going to be Pete Buttigieg, dude. It's going to be like a Pete Buttigieg, fucking Josh Shapiro, Gavin Newsom ticket. Like, it's going to be one of those guys, and I'm going to fucking die. I'm just going to light on fire.